Health Foundation of LaPorte, or HFL, is committed to empowering LaPorte County residents to live healthy and well. These last few years, LaPorte County has learned firsthand the reality of sudden cardiac arrest.
Cardiac arrest is an abnormal heart rhythm based on an electrical disturbance. So the heart no longer is pumping blood out and it is stuck in a quiver. So it's just a very abnormal rhythm that is unproductive, and the heart can't bring itself back out of that rhythm without some type of interruption.
Yeah, we mainly call it SCA. It can happen to anyone at any time. And I mean, it happens all the time. Sudden cardiac arrest happens all the time, so we have got to be ready to act.
Every year, sudden cardiac arrest strikes without warning. Anyone, anywhere, anytime. It doesn't discriminate by age, gender, or fitness level. But what if you could save a life? By learning CPR and knowing how to use an AED, you can be the difference when seconds matter most.
You know, it's a little bit of a blur, but I'm guessing I probably gave at least 4 ventilations. The AED was located in the clubhouse, which was about 50 yards from where we were located. And of course, the next thing I knew was clear, which means to get yourself away from the area. And they shocked him.
You merely have to open it up to turn it on and follow the prompts. It's that simple.
That is how we will save lives.
I had the advantage of having an AED to where it saved my life.
So the most important thing in a cardiac arrest is to have that AED available. And if it's not, of course, you start CPR as soon as possible. But as soon as you can get the AED there, that's your highest likelihood of success in an out-of-hospital setting.
And the knowledge of having CPR is so important.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to be able to diagnose the situation quickly and start.
That is the whole idea behind CPR, is to keep that blood flowing to the brain.
And now, the Pulse Point Respond app alerts you to nearby cardiac emergencies, so you can act immediately.
Pulse Point app is a phone app that, in case somebody has a suspected sudden cardiac emergency, it lets responders in the area know. Their phone activates and beeps and says, we need responders in the area. And it also lets somebody know where all the AEDs in the city are.
So if you know CPR, you need to sign up for the Pulse Point app.
HFL partners with local organizations, such as the Play for Jake Foundation.
The Play for Jake Foundation was established after the loss of my son, Jake West, on September 25th, 2013. He was at football practice at Quantas Field, ran a play, and collapsed and went into sudden cardiac arrest. And, they performed CPR, they did what they knew what to do. Unfortunately, the AED was not on the sidelines when this happened, but this was 11 years ago. So the awareness, the education, I don't believe was there.
Play for Jake, they work hand in hand with the HFL and the Port Fire Department. We consider ourselves a close companion with them. So
Jake's memory will live on, and quite frankly, it's going to save the lives of other athletes in the process.
The Play for Jake Foundation is dedicated to the prevention of sudden cardiac arrest in youth.
I want parents to start going, hey, question their school. Do we have AEDs? Do we have a plan in place? And if not, why not? Because we know that if we have those AEDs in place and we know how to use them, a life can be saved. So it's like, so why aren't we doing that?
In addition to partnering with local organizations, HFL also provides AED and CPR grants, so these life-saving devices can be in places where people gather.
HFL is doing a great job of getting AEDs throughout the city of LaPorte and moving into LaPorte County. Definitely increasing accessibility. Quick accessibility is the key in case of a sudden cardiac emergency. And the HFL is really a champion of getting those AEDs out there.
What can we do as a foundation? What can we do as a family? What can we do as a community? What can we do as schools to make sure that when it happens, they're prepared?
Keeping the community safer, and that's not necessarily just through us responding to calls, but helping people be better prepared in case something happens to them or their family members, and that's what it's all about. So
the minute you see something, if you know anything, you need to take action.
I feel relieved that we're finally getting to the point where we're going to better protect our children and actually just anybody, especially with the AEDs, because if we get these out there where they're supposed to be, where people gather.
Just remember the simple steps. Learn CPR, know AED locations, and download the Pulse Point Respond app. Together, we can be a community that takes action and saves lives.